Rob Portman from Ohio. We just got back last night from a congressional delegation trip to Ukraine. It was bipartisan, led by Senator Jeanne Shaheen and myself. Senator Wicker, Senator Kramer were part of that congressional delegation. And this morning we were able to attend a secure briefing by the President and his team. Let me echo some of the concerns that have been raised by my colleagues. We need to stand strong and unified in letting Vladimir Putin and Russia know that should there be another physical invasion of Ukraine, that the consequences will be devastating for Russia, both in terms of sanctions. We talked about Nord Stream 2 earlier. Nord Stream 2 was a bad idea. It's an even worse idea now that Russia has mobilized this massive, unwarranted force along the border of Ukraine. But the other sanctions that must be discussed publicly and made clear would go much further than just sanctioning Nord Stream 2, which of course has to happen. We also need to let Russia know that we are going to provide additional military, defensive, lethal weapons to Ukraine. Already we are doing that, and I was pleased to see as we left Ukraine yesterday that the C-17 landed. It was from the UK, one of our strong allies, and it had within it anti-tank weapons that Ukraine badly needs to be able to respond should Russia and Vladimir Putin make a terrible mistake. But we need to continue that, and should there be an additional invasion, we need to let the world know that there will be substantially more of those kinds of military weapons and assistance provided to Ukraine, as well as additional buildup of NATO forces in other Eastern European countries, and a commitment, an ironclad commitment, that the free world, not just the United States, not just NATO, but that the free world will stand strong. That is the kind of deterrence that's needed right now to avoid what would be a terrible consequence for Ukraine, but also destabilizing Europe and sending a signal that somehow, after the first territorial incursion since World War II, that the countries of the free world are not going to stand together strongly against what Russia is doing. I believe what we saw in our CODEL, what we heard this morning, was a very strong message, a message of unity. We need to be sure that our actions back up our words. Senator Wicker.